I'm just a little bit curious. Where has Michael Irvin been?
And they do look great. And I said there is no chance. But with that finger licking pass rush, we do got a chance. We'll get a chance to get the feeling because we got that finger licking pass rush that is so good. And a pass rush can stop everything. Now, we should talk about...
Before we get started, guys, I want you to know this is going to be the first of 3 videos tomorrow. This video is going to come out at 3 p.m. The second one, which is about Dan Le Batard's hypocrisy, is going to come out at 5. And then the one that comes out at 7 is going to be kind of a special video, one I've been kind of working on for a while, but I didn't have the actual spark to get it going. But don't worry, it will be out. It'll be the biggest take of the 3, but that video will be out at 7 o'clock, and I'll be explaining what's going on over here as far as like what's going on a little bit behind the scenes over here at about towards the end of this video. So make sure you guys stick around for the full video. But I need to ask the question. I'm pretty sure some of you out there who keep up with sports or keep up with what's going on in sports media, especially with all the crap that's going on with Disney and ESPN both, are probably asking yourself, and maybe you're asking it, but then again, though, who the hell knows at this point because of all the crap that's been going on. Where's Michael Irvin at? Where's he been? You see, the reason why I bring this up is because, obviously, as many of you know, ESPN is going through a great big giant staff shakeup. They're laying off a lot of people. They're trying to get Major League Baseball, the NFL, and the NBA to kind of buy bits and pieces of their property and reinvest in them, which is really just a cry for them to say, look, we want to sell this company, but we want to sell it to people who actually understand sports, or at least sports marketing. Seeing how it is that ESPN, for the most part, is entertainment. However, the reason why I bring this up is because Michael Irvin would be an absolutely phenomenal addition to First Take at least 1 to 2 days out of the week, seeing how that's kind of the flagship show. Contrary, regardless of all the identity politics and wokeness and whatever, you would think that one of the ways that ESPN could kind of rescue themselves is by possibly bringing in somebody who's good for ratings to go at it with Stephen A. Smith on that program. Not just on Mondays, but possibly on maybe Wednesdays and Fridays. Maybe the plan is to bring him back during the NFL season. Who knows? And I don't think Shannon Sharp's going to be the guy to bring in the ratings. But then again, if you put Shannon Sharp with Michael Irvin and Stephen A. Smith, it probably could work out. The reason why I'm asking this question is because you figure at this moment in time, Michael Irvin would have gotten a call. Now, Michael Irvin, as many of you guys know, was given kind of a false Me Too accusation. He was accused of something that, quite frankly, he did not do. I made a couple of videos on that. The NFL Network, for whatever reason, they chose to, how do I say this? They chose to send him home and then, for the most part, put him on the back burner. Very interesting how that has been since about February, and for the most part, he has been exonerated. Why is it that Michael Irvin is not getting an opportunity at this moment in time? Never mind the fact that he's innocent. Never mind the fact that he's probably the only person that can actually go mano a mano as far as entertainment value on that show. And yet Swagoo is going to be there to be opposite Stephen A. Smith, especially on days after football, which of course would be Monday morning and probably on Tuesday mornings as well. It just makes me kind of wonder why it is that Michael Irvin has not been given a phone call. I mean, don't these people know that Michael Irvin is innocent? Wouldn't they probably think to themselves that, you know what, this right here is a guy who kind of fits our color build. This right here is kind of the area we've been pushing at for a while. That right there being people who are not white, being able to work at the company, getting more opportunities. But then again, though, Michael Irvin is not exactly of the woke sort. He never really and truly has been. I mean, I think I remember the incident where Stephen A. Smith was saying, you know what, I'll just go ahead and remind you guys.
All the Colin Kaepernick. Might want to take that chance. Might want to find out. Now, he ain't been around, but he's a playmaker with his legs. Who's available? You got to take that into consideration. You got to take all. Now, I don't think it will ever happen because it's in Texas, in the state of Texas. You know what I'm saying? Patriotic individuals that they pride themselves on being since, the whole Kaepernick situation was hijacked. That narrative was hijacked. To them, it's that. And Jerry Jones not going to let that get in the way of business. But I would think about it. I would say that. And getting back to reality, because I don't think that's reality.
Before everybody grabs this and try to run with
I'm saying you got to
let's start with this Colin Kaepernick stuff. Okay. Let's just start. Colin Kaepernick's been out of football for what, 5 years now?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Come on, man, let's stop. Let's all of a sudden thinking we can go resurrect Colin Kaepernick and he's going to come
So
and
you prefer-
resurrect a football team. I'll take my chances with Cooper Rush. I will take my chances with Cooper Rush. I saw Cooper Rush win a football game last year. That's all I'm saying. Let's just run down that.
It's just that about 5 different people were in my ear this morning bringing up Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
So I thought I'd bring it up to football people and say, I've been saying for the longest. He's been gone for years now.
Yeah,
He's been gone for years now. But people wanted me to bring that up, so I said fine.
That guy, by the way, is how do I say this? He's trying to try out for another NFL team, which I think at this point in time is just a joke. It's almost like an actor who just starts showing up on random sets, and then after a while, people, directors, producers, or whatnot, are just going to look at Kaepernick and say, "What the hell is this guy doing here? Get him off my set." It's just a joke at this point in time. Michael Irvin, of course, he needs a job. You see, I got a theory right now that's been bothering me about the past couple of days as I've thought more and more and more about this Michael Irvin situation. You see, I think it's very possible that Michael Irvin may be getting blackballed. And what I mean by blackballed is the fact that even though he's been accused, falsely been accused, now nobody's ever going to touch him. Which is kind of sad, too, because obviously the man is innocent. He didn't do anything wrong. He was, for the most part, was exonerated in that entire ordeal. Witness testimony showed that he was not involved. Of course, there's probably a little bit more red tape going on here. But then again, at the same time, though, it's Michael Irvin. I figure with it being Michael Irvin that he would be pushed up to the top, meaning that he would be the person to get the first opportunity, the first crack at ESPN First Take, or maybe the first crack at any type of debate show or any type of job. Let's bring this man in. This guy's story is very good. Michael Irvin, of all people, which, by the way, Michael Irvin did have some things in his past long before this incident occurred. But then again, though, that was back during the 1990s when he got in trouble. Of course, Michael Irvin got saved, became a Christian, went to rehab, all that type of stuff. Actually, a pretty solid, pretty decent story. I remember hearing that story back in 2001, 2002 time frame when he was on the Best Damn Sports Show period. He was kind of a regular guest on that show with Tom Arnold and Chris Rose, and Brian Jordan was there at one point in time. They used to have all kinds of good guests on that show. Like they would have Bass Rudin up there from time to time. They had a lot of really good guests. As a matter of fact, I wish that show would come back. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic here. But they also had John Sally as well. It was just a good old-fashioned bro sports show where they just discussed sports and topics that were going on around the world. It wasn't woke. It wasn't too political. It was just guys having a good old-fashioned time talking about the type of stuff that we were dealing with at that moment in time. This were obviously being pre and post September the 11th. I just wish that show would come back. Just figure I would throw that out there for nostalgia's sake. Where's Michael Irvin, though? Where is Michael Irvin? Where is that guy at? Where is that guy who gave us such famous moments as just sweat completely pouring out of his body?
You go to history, let's go into history. Don't just go to your history, let's go to the history. Don't go into history at all. If you're going to go back there, we can go back there.
Let's go.
Or we can stay right here. I had the way you
Hold on, I'm going back. I'm going back.
A new age and a time where the Cowboys will rightfully regain and take their proper spot among kings. Do you hear me? Regain and take their proper spot among the kings. I'm just look, and they do look great. And I said there is no chance. But with that finger licking pass rush, we do got a chance. We'll get a chance to get the feeling because we got that finger licking pass rush that is so good, and a pass rush can stop everything. Now, we should talk about.
What I'm saying to you is that Mike needs to come back. Mike needs a job. But I think I know the real reason why Mike is not getting that job. You see, when ESPN started laying people off, it surprised a lot of people that they laid off Jalen Rose, which I thought was even though I'm not really a fan of Jalen Rose, I thought it was kind of screwed up that they had him set to come out to speak on an episode, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, he got laid off while he was set to go out there and talk and actually join the program. I'm not the biggest fan of Jalen Rose, but still at the same time, though, I mean, they laid him off. I was surprised they didn't lay off Jay Williams, but then again, though, I thought about it, and I was like, I guess you need the guy to kind of give the cry face and be the emotional person on set. So, yeah, I was a little bit, I was really hoping that they would lay off Ryan Clark, and then they laid off all the other guys who were considered to be woke, white and old, Wojnarowski, Feinbaum, those guys there. Max Kellerman, who, by the way, was blacker than Stephen A. It surprised me that they laid off Jalen Rose. But yet somehow or another, with all these layoffs, she could at least bring in a couple more people that can bring in some actual money, bring in some actual ratings. One of those people, of course, being Michael Irvin. And then it dawned on me that more than likely what occurred was that they looked at the whole Me Too thing and they said to themselves, you know, this right is not good for our brand, even though Michael Irvin was obviously innocent. It's also very possible that maybe Michael Irvin does have a bit of a relationship with them, but they figured to themselves, you know what, because of these allegations that were on him, even though he was basically found to be innocent, it is very, very possible that what may have occurred was that ESPN said to themselves, you know what, we just don't want to bring it back. You know, it's a headache. You know what? Of course, they're not going to say this publicly because obviously Michael Irvin is not exactly what we call white. I'm just figuring I'd throw that out there that I think that Michael Irvin is being completely blackballed here. I think that Michael Irvin would be the type of person to help get the company turned around at least for 1 to 2 days. You could take that little bit of ad revenue, that little bit of money, and maybe you could bring in another very, very talented person who knows what the hell they're talking about. Maybe what you should have done was gotten rid of someone like, say, Mina Kimes, somebody who's completely useless. Of course, they did get rid of Katie Nolan, who for the most part is just a good old-fashioned face. But still at the same time, though, where is Michael Irvin and why are they not bringing him in there? I mean, Michael Irvin is 10 times better than Bomani Jones. He's 10 times better than most of the talent that ESPN has. He's definitely more entertaining than Marcus Spears. Wagyu just simply sits there to get his butt whooped by Stephen A. I mean, at least Michael Irvin puts up a fight. Fact of the matter is I'm pretty sure, I feel pretty confident that Michael Irvin is in fact getting blackballed. I want to know where the hell he is, and I think the man should get an opportunity. That is all the hell I am saying. With that right there being said, guys, let me give you guys a couple of updates and preview the third video that's going to be coming out tomorrow, kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on over here. With that there being said, let's go ahead and cross into that. If you saw my content yesterday and you stuck around to the end, and thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for sticking with me. I let it out that Friday and Saturday I didn't really post or try to post anything because I was trying to clear my head. It was just 2 days of being just good old fashioned. Not in the game, not in touch with my content or anything. I just wanted to kind of clear my head. And then Sunday night, I went to go see The Sound of Freedom. Of course, I went at 7 o'clock, and a lot of things happened earlier in the day that kind of rushed things, so I wasn't able to get any additional content out. So I had to kind of put some things together for Monday. And of course, one of those videos ended up getting pushed back to me recording it on Monday because I normally record the videos the day before. The reason why is it gives me an opportunity to catch up on things, and it also gives me an opportunity to pen the scripts for the content that I'm going to be doing in voiceover, which, by the way, I'm going to start doing on this channel here soon. Now, guys, the idea was to eventually phase into that this month. It looks like it's going to be more next month. I even released a couple of video essays, like, for example, the one with Matt Walsh versus Gamers, for example. I've got a lot of that content coming out, a lot of ideas. Of course, the first two that we're going to do are going to be on the death of ESPN and the death of Disney and what these companies can do to turn it around, which, by the way, I don't think either one of these companies can. The idea, of course, is to start releasing that content once again on weekends and possibly on Tuesdays, meaning if I get done with a project on Friday or Saturday, I'll go ahead and post it for Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday night. The reason why is because during the summer, as many of you know, and I've said in a few videos, it's really difficult to do videos on that day. Early in the morning, there's a lot of commotion going on. I typically go through my normal routine, but Tuesday is normally the day that I take to kind of go ahead and take care of things around town. I get back normally right around lunch. Even if I come back later on in the day, there's a lot of things going on here. Mostly groundskeeping, a lot of things. Like my building's actually kind of a hot spot for stuff like that. I don't know what it is about the grass here versus the grass in the other grass near the other buildings on the side of the facility. But a lot of things go on over here is basically what it is. But then again, though, I also have a lot of neighbors with a lot of dogs. There may be another operation going on there. As far like picking up like dog crap, things like that right there. Which, by the way, I got nothing against dogs. I actually love dogs. I just don't have one in the house. Can't really afford one. And I'd wait till I bought an actual house of myself or one out in the country somewhere before I actually bought one. It's just how I am. The thing is this right here. I want to go ahead and start phasing into the video essay content. And I want to go ahead and try to start doing that now. The goal was to get that type of content out there, make these videos like every other day, which be much longer, much more factual, much more, not really so much factual, but definitely factual, but you think you guys know what I mean. Normally my videos, I try to hit on some points right away, some good old-fashioned common sense points, but I want this content to be a little bit more expansive. And because of the news cycle, because you're depending on it and whatnot, it's really hard to take the time, because I'm the type of person who really does better when I can actually sit back and kind of like just kind of like think and kind of look at the entire situation and hit every single angle. That's part of the reason why I'm wanting to go to the essays. The goal was to eventually move this style of content here over to Rumble, where I'm actually in front of the camera and pump out the video essays. The goal was to do that in 2024, but I've got a few lined up, so I want to go ahead and start getting them released here soon. At least on Saturdays and Sundays, and also on Tuesdays, and also the Military History channel as well. Also, the fact that YouTube has dropped the requirements to 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. If I do it that way, it gives me an opportunity to be a little bit more expressive in my takes as far as overall artistic expression, as far as stuff like character analysis, using the movies and stuff. Like, for example, one of the things I really wanted to do was use certain films and gaming for actual social commentary, because believe it or not, there's a lot of things that quite frankly were quite prophetic in our gaming experience and of course in our films. For example, the movie Death Wish. Well, I don't know if you guys know, if you've ever seen that film, the Charles Bronson ones, then you would know that obviously what's been going on in the cities could eventually lead to vigilantes. And that's funny too, because I just found out the other day that the city of San Francisco actually had one of these guys. Very interesting story. It didn't really go very far. I'll try to leave a video on that in the description box. Well, stuff like that there. Or here's another one. Metal Gear Solid 2, the actual AI conversation. If you played that game, then you would know the one I'm talking about, the one that Raiden had with the AI, where they basically detail how it was that they're trying to control speech or create context. I actually grew up with stuff like that, and I realized that a lot of the things that I grew up with is actually explaining a lot of what's going on today, could actually help shed some light on things that are happening in today's society, especially with cancel culture. Another thing that I wanted to look at, of course, was The Last of Us. There's a lot of things to go through there, not the damn TV show, but the video game. But that leaves me with one more thing, and that right there is to detail tomorrow's third video. That third video is going to be on this guy here. Yeah, we're going to be talking about some things that Andrew Tate said in his interview with Tucker Carlson, but it's something that, quite frankly, I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but I haven't had time to actually get an actual project on it. And that's how the left loves to create the loser mentality and how it loves to create losers. That video will be out tomorrow at about 7 o'clock. I don't know if I'm going to be able to record it tonight, but I should be able to record it tomorrow morning, get it saved, and get it uploaded. That's going to be a big one. So make sure you guys stick around for that there. Guys, John Claymore, if you like this content, please hit the like button. If you feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell. Leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you guys later.
Oh, do I taste good?
I'm so glad you finally brought this up. And I don't even mean to be, like, rude when I say it. I think we should try, like, wet wipes, or you should start eating, like, some fruit, maybe pineapple. I've heard makes you taste better. But it's not that it's bad, it's just, like, it just leaves a taste in my...